This is Sox in 7.
Welcome back to Sox in 7. We are your hosts, Kevin Tebow, Jack Tagerman, Mason Reed, here to break down the Red Sox offseason and how terrible it was. First off, got to get it out of the way. Bogey is a Padre. R.I.P. You're going to hear there's a drive to deep left center field, San Diego, from Don Arcillo. Pretty much every Bogarts home run is going to be horrible.
It is going to be pretty horrible. During the season, I've had my love and my hate for Xander Bogaerts, but at the end of the day, he just hit 300 every year for us in the middle of our lineup and played a solid shortstop with the glove and was a team leader and a huge mentor to Devers coming up and kind of was a big part of the team. So yeah, I guess it sucks to see him go, and I didn't realize how much he meant to the team until I get the notification that he's now on the Slam Diego Padres.
Yeah, he did sign for 28 years and $2.8 billion. So I guess you can let him walk at that point, but he was the face of the Sox. And now that's Rafael Devers, who probably won't make it till the trade deadline this year. So
I don't even think he makes that. I think they do what they did with Mookie, and I think they trade him before the season because he's not going to negotiate in season. So they'll probably trade him for some Jeter Downs, who they just DFA'd.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's definitely a rough time to be a Red Sox fan right now. All the teams in our division are better than us, and we're probably going to come in last place if the roster is assembled as it is now. But at this point, I'm pretty sure that the Red Sox have shown no signs at all or any urgency towards next season. So we should probably just trade Devers and get something back for him before he stays this year and gets hurt, misses 60 games. We come in last, and then he signs somewhere else for and we get nothing in return.
Yeah, and I think we trade him for Jonathan India and Hunter Green. It's just the best bet at this point. They're both studs.
I feel that's a good. I feel if we offered the Reds that trade, how could you decline that trade? I think that's a pretty much a no-brainer. For 1 year though, it is sort of a rental, so we could be pushing it. I don't know, if what the Reds owner thinks, but if we were to get Jonathan India, he's a baller, and Hunter Green is going to lead the league in strikeouts one day probably with his potential if he reaches it. And the Red Sox pretty much suck.
Yeah. What do you
shouldn't
think?
Have to rebuild.
Definitely shouldn't. What do you think about how our rotation's looking right now?
I was actually about to say, you lose Xander, you bat 300, but at least off the eye test, with there wasn't many games that I feel our offense revolved around Xander. I honestly don't think the season's a complete wash yet, but we need some pitching because I don't this past season the offense produced runs in a lot of games, especially the bullpen. And when you only have 1-2 guys in your rotation that can give you 5, 6, 7 good innings, and half your days end up becoming bullpen days, you're not going to win many games. So I think if you plan on competing this next season, you got to go out, get at least 3-4 more arms, 1 in the rotation, at least 2-3 in the bullpen, and maybe scrap together some wins.
Yeah, it's huge that we lost out on Rodon. The Yankees getting him is terrible. Now our ace is Chris Sale. Who knows if he's going to play? We've been shopping him around to other teams, and the next best guy is Nick Pivetta, and he sucks.
Yeah, he's not great. He's definitely not great. He does have pretty big nuts. The guy does shove from time to time.
Yeah, as long as he's not playing the AL East, but when he plays the AL East, his nutsack shrivels up, and it's just hard to see.
There's definitely a world where the Sox are last in the AL East and go 60 and 102. That's definitely a possibility. I like the odds of that more than winning the AL East and going 162.
Yeah, no, no doubt about that at all. But looking at our projected starting rotation right now, Chris Sale has obviously been a Cy Young pitcher and everything. And, he's obviously been good before, but what has he really shown you lately? Kind of deal. Bro falls off a bike and stuff. Doesn't even pitch. So maybe get better. Do what you used to, bro. Just if that happened, that'd be pretty cool. But as of right now, bro, you're not showing any signs of the fact that you're not washed. And then Nick Pivetta, that guy can just get fucking absolutely raked any day of the week. You could pitch good, but it's definitely more likely that you get fucking shelled. And then hold on here a second. Garrett Whitlock in the 3. Who knows about him? Might as well just be a middle relief guy. He's probably not a starter. There's mad drama about that last year. Oh, is he a starter? Oh, is he bullpen? He didn't really look great in either role. To be honest, he has spurts of pitching well and then goes back to being terrible. And then James Paxton, that guy didn't pitch a single inning this year, so who the fuck knows what the hell is gonna happen there. And then 5, I don't mind Bayo at all. He definitely has potential and threw the ball well after getting knocked around his first couple outings. But
yeah, he got hoed a little bit. His FIP was 3.30 and his ERA was 8.
Yeah, I mean, him taking a big step would be big for our rotation. But besides that, it's Winkowski, who is obviously horrible and shouldn't start a single game this year. But yeah, this rotation's looking pretty slow. I mean, Jansen in the pen is going to help reassure everything in the back end. I really love Kenley Jansen, great pitcher. But yeah, besides that, the pitching staff's looking pretty rough.
Speaking of Sale, if Sale wants to return to his old ways, he has to find his changeup. He just has to. I mean, the fastball, he's not in his prime anymore. He's probably going to be sitting 95, 96. The slider's always there. He's always, devastating slider. But you can't survive with a fastball and a slider. You got to be able to pick corners, and you got to be able to make swing and miss opportunities with the changeup, and I think that's what he didn't have at all last year. Couldn't find the changeup all season.
Yeah, the only thing is he just hasn't had 10 starts in a row consistently in such a long time, and he'll come back from 60-day IL after 3 months and just be grooving at 92. He's not even getting up to 94 really, and when that's just pretty average, and but your arm slot's not that funky, and someone can just adjust to that and go the other way, and that's what they've been doing. But I don't know if he could get back up to 96. The slider plays better, but there's nothing you can do. It's he's either going to be really good or really bad. There's really no in between.
And so as it stands right now, we got the new Japanese guy. I cannot pronounce his name. It's Yokoshaku.
Yeah,
something.
I don't know. I don't even know. He's also either going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be similar to Seiya Suzuki, where it's kind of just
It'd be pretty chill.
230.
Seiya Suzuki's a baller.
Yeah, but he didn't hit all that great. First, he was a rookie, but still.
That's fair.
But and then, what are you going to do at second base? Are you going to keep Story there, put Arroyo at short, move Kike to short?
This says Arroyo at short, and the guy that we signed for $90 million name is Masataka Yoshida.
He's playing left.
Yeah, my prediction.
Kike in center.
Yeah, my prediction for Masataka Yoshida this season is that he's gonna play in 93 games. He's gonna have 364 at bats, and he's gonna hit 183 with 1 bomb and 15 RBIs. That's gonna be my prediction.
That's horrible.
That's my prediction. I hope he does better than that though, but that's my prediction.
I think he's gonna play in 122 games. I think he's gonna bat 242. Maybe a bomb. The guy doesn't have much power. Maybe 1 or 2. I think he's gonna bat in 30, 40. And, I think he's going to be a good. I don't know where they're going to choose to bat him, whether it's middle, at the end to turn the order, lead off, because I think the guy has pretty good speed. So, we're going to have to see, but.
Which leads me, I can't believe I let this sit for this long. Why the fuck did we DFA Hosmer? Makes no sense. The Padres were literally paying him to play for us. We could have traded him. Any team needs a veteran first baseman who they don't have to pay for, and we just DFA'd him.
No,
It was ridiculous.
At the end of the day, I really don't think the Fenway group is attempting to win many baseball games this year. I think they're getting focused on that Vegas NBA team they're about to buy. So good luck on the Sox signing anybody for the next long time until they get that deal settled with.
Yeah, and it would be pretty cool if in the next week or something, I just looked at my phone and it was Red Sox trade Eric Hosmer and others to the Padres for Fernando Tatis. Because if you did that, then that would bring some life and some buzz to the team, which the team is clearly lacking both of those right now. And Fernando Tatis is nasty and would probably win MVP if he was on the Red Sox. He would probably hit 45 bombs, and he's just a really good ball player. So they should probably trade for him or sign Devers or both. That'd be pretty cool if that was our left side of the infield for the next 10 years.
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. We just lost Evaldi today. He just signed with the Rangers, $34 million, 2 years. The last pitcher out there is really Michael Wacha, and he was your best pitcher. Sign him. Just give anybody some money, Heim, other than unproven people from Japan.
Now that you say that, do the Red Sox even have 5 major league starters signed to the roster?
No.
I actually don't think that they
James
do.
Paxton isn't one. And fucking Bayo probably isn't yet either, but
that guy would probably
have to see.
Paxton would probably have a 3 ERA in the minors, bro. Guy has no business in a rotation of a team that's gonna win games, but maybe we're just not gonna win games. Maybe we're gonna go 0-162, first team ever.
The way I'm looking at it is there's 4 bright spots on the team. There's 4 players that I truly enjoy watch playing baseball, and one of them is Kenley Jansen. He's a lights out closer, has been for a really long time. It's a great signing. He's going club to club very well throughout his career. Number 2 is Rafael Devers, who in my opinion is the best player in baseball, but also might leave the team, and then which would blow. Then number 3 is Trevor Story, who is a good ball player and should have a better season than he had this year. Next year, if he can stay healthy, because that's been big for him. And then number 4 is Alex Verdugo, who is easily one of my favorite players in the league and is a great team, locker room, everything guy. Can hit in the middle of your order. And last season, he in his first 40 games, I think hit 160 or 155 something. He was slumping bad at the beginning of the year. He had a couple knocks. First couple games he was raking, huge slump, and then ended up coming back up to 270 to end the year. He's just gonna hit above 250 for you and in the middle of your lineup every year. Great player. But besides those 4 players, we don't have another real bright spot on the team, I would say.
I'd say one thing I am looking forward to this year is the return of Matt Barnes. We saw him at the end of last year. He looks like he's back.
7th, 8th inning kind of guy.
Yeah, and if he could be the setup guy for Kenley, that would be huge and solidify that end of the bullpen, and then you keep Whitlock as that middle relief. Our bullpen looks a lot different than it did last year.
I think of the entire roster, dude I'm most excited to watch this year is probably Brian Bayo. I actually think that guy has crazy talent. I think his stuff's pretty tough to touch when he's on. I think he's still young as whatever. He's still mad young. I think if you can sit him in the 2-3 spot of the rotation comfortably, I think he can give you some really good starts.
I think I will finish that off by saying I think person I'm most interested in seeing this year is how Tanner Houck develops. Obviously, there's been some drama with him, but he's got a wipeout slider. his stuff plays. It's just
Shit
about
falls off the face of the earth.
it's just about being consistent. I just think I think he's a major league pitcher. It's just about where he fits in on this ball club.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely forgotten about, and like with the lack of starting pitching, like if he could come in there, because like he has started a lot of games before in his career. Like if he could just like this offseason commit to being like, because like the opportunity is like right there, staring him right in the face. Like if you want to work at it, bro, and be a starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox next season, that opportunity is right there for you. But like if you just want to like be weird and like not get the COVID shot when you have to play games and like I get it, bro, but like just like you should just like be a starting pitcher for us and like be good, because like you can be.
There was at least a few times this season. I mean, he's pitching the 3rd through the 7th, and he's going 50, 60, 70 pitches deep. I think he still has the durability to be a starter. But I mean, it's kind of hard when you have a guy where, one of your biggest AL East opponents is in Toronto, and you play 4 series away, 3 against
At least 12 games.
That's at least 12, 15 games. He can't even travel with the team with 2. So.
And not to mention, this year, Chris Sale has the same issue. So that's 2 of your starting pitchers that can't go to Toronto. And they're arguably your 2 best pitchers.
Yeah. And then the person I'm most excited to see, besides the 4 players that I mentioned that I love playing baseball, is definitely Justin Turner. Because like we haven't talked about him yet. Yeah, I just saw him on here, so I remembered that. He's he can just rake. He can just mash baseballs. That's like what he's done for his whole career in the MLB. He's 38 now, I think, which is like getting up there. But if he wants to end his career off in Boston, like I'm happy to have him. He should definitely DH for us. The guy has power to both sides of the field. Terrific locker room guy too. Like I think he could become a fan favorite if he starts to rake, like even at his old age.
I've seen the guy play damn near every position on the field too.
Yeah.
I've seen the guy play the entire infield. So I mean, he's definitely gonna have a few games at second, short, maybe even first here and there. I do still think he'd play him primarily at DH. He's got to be like a damn near everyday roster guy, but majority on the DH.
Yeah.
I agree.
Should we go through, say what you're going to say, but after that, should we go through a couple of like the bigger signings?
Yeah.
You say what you're going to say.
I was just going to say, what are you guys' thoughts on how Cassis does this year? Because he's really what our season depends on. If he's not good, we suck. If he's really good, we might be good.
I've kind of formed my opinion in my head that his career is going to kind of go how this season went, where the slugging's going to be up, batting average is going to be down. He's going to bat, 250 max. I don't see the guy ever hitting 300, but I mean, he's going to hit a few bombs. But, I definitely don't think, at least at this stage, that he's an everyday roster kind of guy. I mean, keep him on the bench. He's a good pinch hitter type player, but I don't think that you can really be serious if you're playing that guy 162 games.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has big time power, and he's definitely very young. So like, if he could develop a lot this year, that could go a long way for sure. And like, who knows? Like, you never really know. Like, he could just come out and hit 30 bombs this year and have like a huge breakout season. Like, he definitely has potential to do that. We're just gonna like I just don't see like our lineup as being an issue, because like it wasn't this year. And like it's really never been in like the past couple of years. Like, we always can have the sticks. And I feel like that's like most teams besides like the Royals and Pirates and shit. Like, you're gonna hit the ball. Like, obviously teams go into slump, like guys go into slump, but for the most part, like, you have guys in your order that can mash, but like you just have to like be able to pitch, and like right now that's what we're struggling with. So
speaking of that in free agency, one quick thing, tags. It's the end of an era. The Rich Hill era is over in Boston. What do you have to say?
He shouldn't have. I am like very, very glad that he is not rostered on the Boston Red Sox anymore. That old man should retire. He should go spend time with his children, because he's like 48. He's going to play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who might win 9 games this year. Just hang up the cleats, bro. Hang them up.
yeah, it's coming to that point.
All right, Reed, if you want to go through some of the bigger
So
ones.
like, Orioles got Adam Frazier and Kyle Gibson. Like, they're both decent and will help them, and like they're better than us right now. So
Yeah, the Orioles got a squad.
Yeah, they have so many young players, dude. They're just a force, like Henderson and Rutschman and everybody. Fucking, we got Yoshida, Jansen, Justin Turner, Chris Martin, all like very, like, besides Jansen and Turner, like, I mean, both not like amazing fucking players, but like they're at least decent and will do a job. And
I like the Chris Martin signing. I know
yeah,
you
he
don't,
could be
but I
all right. He could be all right. Cubs got Swanson and Tyon. Like, we
That's
missed
huge.
out on Swanson. White Sox, Benintendi.
Benintendi to the White Sox.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm a big White Sox fan, so personally.
That's all they got.
Yeah, and Mike Clevenger, who blows.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Guardians got Josh Bell. He's a beast in your lineup. They need hitting. Astros, re-sign Brantley, re-sign Rafael Montero, and then get Jose Abreu. And I guess he just wants to end his career there, like chasing rings, and probably will get some too, because that team doesn't really lose many games. Angels, Drury, and Anderson, both like good pieces. Dodgers re-sign Kershaw, get JD, of course. Fucking the
Thor.
Mets.
Didn't the Dodgers get Thor?
Yeah, the Dodgers did get Thor too, and some guy named Shelby Miller, whoever that is. And the Mets, I absolutely unloaded the bank. They just like have the most money available to spend on any team in the league by like a very significant portion. So I guess they chose to spend it on signing.
I just don't know why they paid Nimmo so much money. He's not that good of a player.
I don't understand
And
that
then
either.
what's going on with the Correa thing? We have to talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's interlude on Correa right here, because so he signed for $350 million with the Giants. They didn't like how his physical looked. He doesn't sign with them. Signs for $35 million less with the Mets. They don't like how his physical looked. So now I guess like everything's just up in the air, and like he might not play baseball like ever again.
I saw what the injury was, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
But it's
But
like-
it's just weird.
I saw the play that it happened on. I think it's an ankle injury.
Yeah, I think that is
He got
what it
like
is.
jammed sliding into a bag
Yeah.
in like one of the last games of the regular season. But it sounds like it's not even close to healed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Definitely not healed enough to sign a guy for 300 something
Yeah,
million.
definitely not.
But then the Mets got the Kodai Senga
He's
from
gonna be
Japan.
good, I think.
He could be really good. Verlander, which is like huge for them. Nimmo, and then Quintana, and re-signed Diaz, like all just really good players. And, like, they had spent a lot of money. Obviously, Judge goes back to the Yankees. Rizzo goes back, and they get Rodon, who we also missed out on because we missed out on everybody.
That Yankees rotation is gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. Like, looking at our lineup, like compared to theirs, like maybe theirs is better, but it's like probably not by too much. But then when you just look at their rotation, it's just Garrett Cole, Severino, Rodon. Like it's just pretty unfair, honestly.
Like Frankie Montas being your fifth pitcher is not fair.
It's really not. They're gonna probably win more than 100 games this year. Again, Trey Turner goes to the Phillies. That was a big signing for them.
Yeah, the Phillies did what they need to stay on top.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, that lineup is freaky, dude.
Yeah.
They could have like a really, really, really good team next year. I guess they also got Matt Strom, good for them, and Kimbrel. Obviously the Padres got Bogarts. Holy shit, the Giants actually got a ton of people. Taylor Rogers, Conforto, Sean Manea, Mitch Haniger, and Jock Peterson. Those are all sneaky.
Jock had a really good
The
year
NL
last
West
year.
is going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
It is going to be pretty crazy. Cardinals got Wilson Contreras to replace Yachty. That's big for them.
Yeah.
And then a guy that could like dice against the Red Sox a few times this year, Zach Eflin for the Rays. He had like a pretty good end of the year in the Phillies bullpen. The team, yeah, go ahead.
What is up with the Blue Jays? Why did they trade their two outfielders?
Gurriel and
And Teoscar.
I have no idea, honestly.
They like had a good thing going there, and then
Yo,
they just
no,
blew it up.
they signed Kiermaier though.
Yeah. Fuck
Well, like
that
that's a
guy,
downgrade
dude.
for sure.
Fucking Kevin Kiermaier, dude. always goes off against the Sox and makes some ridiculous catch.
I put him and Wander Franco in the same boat.
Yeah,
Like,
just
like they're pretty good ball players, but then they turn into the second coming of Babe Ruth when they play the Boston Red Sox.
And then the Rangers probably won the biggest this offseason besides the Mets, who obviously spent like absurd amounts of money. The Rangers just got Eovaldi this morning, and then they got DeGrom, obviously, who's going to deal, and then they re-signed Martin Perez, and they also got Andrew Heaney. So like that's 4 really, really good starting pitchers. One of them is really, really, really good. One of them is Eovaldi, who's been our opening day starter for the last 2 years. And then Andrew Heaney and Perez are both like hit and miss, but like had really good years last year.
Yeah, I mean, if
Like,
Martin Perez can do what he did last year, that rotation is going to be scary. Marcus Semien had a down year last year. If he does anything what he did with the Blue Jays, that team's going to be a very scary team to play.
Yeah, I think that's going to be my bold prediction for this upcoming season, is that the Texas Rangers are going to, how far should I push it? I'm not going to say win the World Series or win the AL. I'm going to say that the Texas Rangers are going to play for the AL in the AL pennant game. That's my prediction, because they're probably not going to beat the Astros, so, and they're not going to outbeat the Astros for the division either, so they're going to get in as a wild card. But that's my prediction for this year, is that they make the ALCS.
What are you guys' closing thoughts?
Re-sign
my
Devers.
closing thought is Luka Doncic tonight dropped 60, 21, and 10.
Jesus
That might be
Christ.
the best stat line I've ever seen. He actually had 60, 21, and 10.
That's ridiculous.
That's pretty fucked up, bro.
What?
That's wild.
He actually had 60, 21, and 10.
wow.
That's pretty messed up.
60, 21, and 10.
That's my closing thought. And then the Red Sox,
Wow.
let's see, 162, half of that's 81. They are not winning 81 games.
No.
Probably like 70. Probably going 70 and 92.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good prediction. But it really comes down to, is it really Chaim Bloom, or is it the owners just telling Chaim Bloom to do his job and do what they tell him and not spend money? Because at this point, it's ridiculous. They keep on telling the fans, oh yeah, we care about you, we care about the players, and then they give them shit fucking deals. Like, they lowball Bogart so much that when he gets highballed by the Padres, a reasonable contract is nowhere even close. Like, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to sign Devers. Devers is already halfway out the door, because you're not going to be able to sign him during the season. You have 3 months to do this now, and he's going to request a shit ton of money, because he knows that if he just waits 1 year, and if you don't trade him, he's going to get the fucking bag just like Bogarts did. So,
That was a really good closing thoughts right there from your host, Kevin Tebow.
all right, boys. We'll see you at the beginning of the season, probably. Deuces.